There's a lot to be thankful for, but sometimes it just gets taken away from you. Welcome back to WWH. My name is Andrew Dreamer, and if you're new here, thank you for joining us. Hit that subscribe button and like this video. Also, post a comment down below telling me what you're thankful for this week. Also, head over to Patreon and consider becoming a member of the WWH Universe. There are some cool perks, and that's worth checking out. But let's get this show started. It is Thanksgiving week, so of course we're going to look at this new movie based around the holiday. Thanksgiving is directed by Eli Roth and stars Patrick Dempsey and Nell Verlaque. This film is based on the mock trailer directed by Roth for the Grindhouse film in 2007.
Prepare to have the stuffing scared out of you. Thanksgiving.
It played between the films Planet Terror and Death Proof. Fans have been clamoring for this film to be made for years, and we finally got it. This review will be full of spoilers, so if you haven't seen the film and don't want it spoiled, don't watch this yet. Go see the movie and then come back. All in all, I thought this movie was fun. It's not perfect, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. It's definitely an Eli Roth movie. It's full of gore and over-the-top situations complete with characters you just hate because of how annoying they are, but I kind of think that's the point. Now it is time to head down to the ring so we can carve this turkey. And remember, spoilers are ahead. This film opens with a nice little homage to my favorite movie, Halloween. We get a POV shot of someone looking at a house. We hear his breathing as he walks closer to the door, and then the door opens and we see who it is. It's Sheriff Eric Newlon visiting friends for Thanksgiving. He's having dinner with his friend Mitch and Mitch's wife Amanda. Mitch receives a call from his boss and he must go to the store to prepare for Black Friday sale. So Mitch leaves and heads to work. People are gathering outside Wright Mart in preparation for the sale. Jessica Wright, whose father owns the store, lets her friends Evan, Gabby, Scuba, and Yulia in through the side door early. Also with them is Jessica's boyfriend Bobby, who is a standout pitcher with a very bright future. The crowd sees them enter and they storm the store. It causes a mass chaos. Several people are killed, including Amanda, Mitch's wife. Bobby gets his arm broken, effectively ending his baseball career. 1 year later, Wright Mart is preparing for yet another sale, despite protests from Mitch and several other townspeople of Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Thanksgiving is an institution here.
Meanwhile, Jessica and her friends are tagged in a post of a Thanksgiving table with all of their names as place settings.
This is weird. We're all tagged, and our names are at the table. But why us?
A local waitress named Lizzie, who was also involved in the Wright Mart incident, is attacked and killed by a person dressed in black and wearing a John Carver mask. The police learn of her involvement in the incident and deduce that everyone involved is now a target. Bobby has been MIA since last year and suddenly returns, immediately making Jessica's new boyfriend Ryan jealous and a little suspicious. The killer claims more victims, including a security guard named Manny and this couple of high schoolers who actually were the ones who started the entire riot last year. Evan and Gabby are abducted from the school before Jessica narrowly escapes with her own life. Yulia's father decides to move her to Florida just to be safe. But he and the deputy guarding them are taken out by the Carver before he attacks Yulia. Jessica and Scuba are attempting to save her. They're on their way, but they're just unable to get there in time to stop him from disemboweling her with a buzzsaw. The police come up with a plan to lure the killer out by having the Wright family, as well as Scuba, participate in the Thanksgiving Day parade. The Carver figures out their plan and decapitates the turkey mascot before throwing smoke grenades into the crowd, causing a panic. In the chaos, he abducts the Wrights and Scuba. Jessica's stepmother, Kathleen, is then cooked alive and served as the turkey at a table full of dead bodies and hostages. The Carver bludgeons Evan with a hammer before Jessica finally gets loose and lures him away from the others. She eludes him by hopping a fence and making her way to the warehouse where the parade was staged. Here she finds Sheriff Newlon unconscious. Seeing someone enter the warehouse, Jessica follows him inside and sees that it was actually Bobby. Newlon shows up to help capture Bobby, but Bobby escapes. The police soon arrive and then tell them that the others are safe, and once they leave, it's just Jessica and Newlon. Jessica notices that Newlon has some of the same brambles from the woods stuck to him as she does to her. Sheriff Newlon is the Carver. Yes, Patrick Dempsey is the killer in this movie. He confesses he was having an affair with Amanda and she was pregnant with his child when she was killed. And that is why he is seeking revenge on all of those responsible. Unbeknownst to him, though, Jessica has been live streaming his entire confession. He attacks her and nearly kills her, but she is saved by Bobby. They attempt to escape in a truck, but Newlon attaches it to a support beam in the warehouse. In the process of all this, a parade float has been filling up with gas. As Newlon approaches them, Jessica fumbles around with this musket until she gets it at the very last second, shooting that parade float, causing a huge explosion that engulfs Newlon in flames. Bobby is taken away in an ambulance the next morning, and Jessica reunites with her remaining friends. The authorities do not find Newlon's remains, leading them to believe that he was incinerated, but who can be sure? Jessica has a nightmare of a flaming Newlon attacking her from a closet as the film ends. Look, this movie does have its problems, but it's fun. Sometimes you just have to let a movie be fun. Turn your mind off and enjoy it. And that's what I did. But we are going to run through it all. First, we have to take a quick break, so stick around for more WWH action. If you're looking to save 20% off of your entire order from redcon1.com, look no further because I have a really good deal for you. If you'll go to their website, throw some things in your shopping cart, all you have to do is use code AndrewDreamer when you're checking out and you will receive 20% off your entire order. It's a really good discount. They have really good products. I use them in my everyday life and, of course, my gym life. So go to their website, check it out, and use code AndrewDreamer to save 20%. Welcome back. Let's head back down to the ring for the positives. Like I said, this movie is just fun. The gore is fantastic. There are a lot of really unique kills, some of which actually left me speechless. The one that sticks out to me is obviously Kathleen. Being burned alive to me is one of the absolute worst possible ways to die. And that's not even the most shocking part, though. It's the way that she's dressed up like a Thanksgiving turkey and put on the table. And then the Carver just slices off a piece of her leg and tries to feed it to her husband. Like, what? Who does that? And the violence doesn't really take a break. It's pretty consistent throughout the film, which is something that I really appreciate. Slasher movies are my favorite movies, and when you have a holiday slasher, that's even better. This movie is just right up my alley. I really like Patrick Dempsey here as well. I liked him in Scream 3, and I was excited when I learned that he was going to be in this movie as well. But we're going to talk more about his character in just a moment. The rest of the cast did a really good job as well. They took their roles very seriously, and they went way over the top with them. I understand why this would seem ridiculous to some people, but for me, that's just the whole point. It's supposed to be over the top and ridiculous. But that doesn't mean that I had no issues with the movie, so let's move on to the negatives. I thought the killer was really obvious. I mean, from the opening shot of the film, they told us it was him. I mean, they literally put him in a Michael Myers POV shot, and he acts like such a good guy the whole time. He was telegraphing big time for sure. I also feel like the characters could have had more depth, been a little more fleshed out. No pun intended. I mean, there was definitely plenty of flesh being thrown around here. The writing wasn't the strongest either, although that wasn't meant to be the point. I just wish that it was a little better written. And I know this movie doesn't take itself too seriously, but some of the humor just didn't land for me. It just wasn't my taste. A lot of it got on my nerves. And I just feel like they could have done so much more. A few tweaks here and there could have made this movie so much better, and maybe a little more time letting the story breathe would have helped too. But all in all, I had a good time. The ending made it seem like there was going to be a sequel, and I actually hope we do get a sequel. I think it would be cool to see where this character can go in the future. If we bring characters back or bring in a new cast. It's interesting to think about for sure. But I want to hear from you all. What did you think about Thanksgiving? Did you enjoy the film? Would you like to see another movie? And what do you think about Eli Roth movies in general? Let me know in the comment section below. But thank you for checking out this review. I hope you enjoyed it and took something useful from it. I really enjoy this form of reviewing movies, and hopefully you do as well. I'm looking to expand this show in the future, and any support would be greatly appreciated. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done that, and leave a like on this video. Check out our Patreon page as well. Other than subscribing and watching the show, that's the best way to support the channel. And being a member of the WWH Universe definitely has its perks, so check that out. We have a lot coming your way very soon, but next time on WWH is going to be a movie that may not necessarily be a horror movie, but I think it's at least horror adjacent, so I want to cover it anyway. That being said, we'll be looking at The Raven starring John Cusack. But until then, my name is Andrew Dreamer, and this is Wrestling with Horror.